Hi guys, today I wanted to talk to you about one of my favourite topics, and that is the law of attraction, and I'm going to have the basics explained. You may or may not have heard or read about the law of attraction, but I really hope you have. It was recently made popular by the book The Secret. But what is it really, or is it just a load of nonsense? Law of attraction has been around forever, and so have the people who advocate it. And throughout the years, people have simply talked about law of attraction without actually using the term, but meaning the exact same thing. So why is it so hard for some of us to figure out? And more importantly, how can we use it to our best advantage? Well, here's the thing. To use it properly, you first have to understand it. Most advocates of law of attraction do believe that you absolutely attract everything and anything that happens to you, the good and the bad. And, experts do vary their opinion on that to some extent. And I can just see you sat there now going, hey Claire, you're crazy if you think I actually want to be this poor or sick or everything negative that's happening to me all the time. And you're right, I would be nuts to think that you want anything bad to happen to you. So here's the confusion, and here's where I can help you clear it up. If you're attracting something to you, you might realise that you're attracting something to you all the time. It doesn't necessarily mean you want it. So let me say that again. I'm going to repeat that. If you're attracting something to you, it doesn't mean you want it. It simply means that you somehow have that ingrained in you, and it is what you expect. It is your reality. So let's take money, or lack of, as an example. Let's say you struggle to pay your rent and your basic bills each month, and even though you're working hard every hour you can. And then we're going to assume for a minute that the law of attraction is right on, and that you are actually attracting this struggle to you. Does that mean you want the struggle to be happening? No, of course not. But it does probably mean that somewhere, somehow, you have ingrained within you the message of not enough when it comes to money. And it could be something really simple, like maybe your parents were decent, hardworking people who often said things like money doesn't grow on trees, or there's never enough to go around. And if you did grow up with these phrases or similar messages and you have them ingrained in you as your reality, then somehow for you, money is supposed to be scarce and precious. So that's what you attract in your experiences. Money is indeed scarce and precious, and there will never be enough. And if you can recognise this, it goes a really long way towards changing your vibration. And vibration is something you hear a lot when someone's talking about law of attraction. And your vibration is just basically the signal you send out to the universe. And that signal attracts what it matches and brings it back to you. So if you're always worried about and struggling about money, guess what you're going to attract? Yes, more worry and more struggle with money. So with that being said, does this mean you can just say, well, stuff it, I'll just quit worrying about money altogether and things will be fine? Now, while many advocates of law of attraction, including myself, would give a vibrant hell yes to that answer, I would suggest that for most of you, baby steps are needed to ultimately get into that mindset, to try change your vibration, and you can literally watch the magic unfold in front of you. So if you focus on the negative doom and gloom, you will remain under that cloud always. But if you focus on positive thoughts and have goals that you aim to achieve, you will always find a way to achieve them. And this is why the universe is such a beautiful place. The law of attraction dictates that whatever can be imagined in your mind is 100% achievable. You just have to take action to get there. So now I'm going to tell you how I use this basic knowledge to start the change for my entire thinking and therefore my life. So I've been plagued with a mental illness for the majority of my life, way before I even knew that something wasn't quite right. And even when I did get my diagnosis and had a significant amount of therapy, it didn't stop the symptoms. If anything, it actually made it way more frustrating for me to live with, because I could notice the warning signs of being bad, but could I stop it from happening? No. And it ruined a lot of my relationships, and I lost a hell of a lot of friends. I was in such a deep, dark, lonely place, and no matter what other people said to me or what I tried to tell myself, nothing seemed like it would ever end. And I just felt that this was my life. That was how it was going to be from now on. And I had no self-confidence, I had no self-esteem, and I certainly didn't like anything about myself, let alone love myself. And I actually lived like this for years and years and years, for so long, and there was no light at the end of my tunnel. And even if there was, it was way too far away for me to even see. But that all started to change when I started to understand the basics of law of attraction, and when I read that whatever energy I put out there, I get it back. So I remember thinking, you know what? I'm going to try this for a week. And I did. I faked my happy energy. I slapped on a fake smile and said a fake hello to the world in a way I had never before. And I actually managed to fake that energy so hard that teeny tiny, mainly unnoticeable things to most people started to happen. And I noticed them. I'd noticed the traffic lights would turn to green instead of red when I pulled up to them. I noticed people would smile at me instead of scowl when I walked past them in the street. And I literally noticed the energy of other people rise when I was with them instead of falling like I usually felt. And I just had this general intense feeling that everything was going to work out okay. And it did. And once this started to happen, I just knew there was no way I could allow myself to get back into that place, that deep, dark, horrible, lonely place, where it was negative, self-loathing, sadness, despair all the time. Whereas these days, my life is much more positive. I have positive thinking, I have self-love, I have happiness, and I even have success. And don't get me wrong, I still have truly awful days where I sink right back and start a negative cycle all over again. But the most important thing is that I notice and I do whatever I possibly can to get off that roundabout. And this may sound nuts to you, because believe me, all of this stuff, law of attraction, was nuts for me too. But it worked. It honestly worked. And I want you to know that this can be the same for you. I don't see why it can't. I highly recommend that you take a look into the law of attraction. And if you are feeling stuck right now, I find it's a really amazing starting point. Thank you for listening today. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed my video, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.